Hey, this reading is for Libras for December 2016. This is a general / love reading. So let's begin. So, as an overarching energy, we've got the Five of Wands. We then have the Four of Pentacles at the center of the reading, crossed by the the Nine of Swords. So definitely some conflict happening this month in December. It looks here, though, that with it being the Five of Wands energy, you could all be fighting for the same thing, or you could all be fighting for kind of just willful motivations. You just want to win. You just want to be right. You want to have the power in the situation, or just a lot of tit for tat, a lot of squabbling, just unnecessary fighting. Usually it's just born out of frustration for whatever reason. There's usually a more underlying issue that's actually causing people to become irritable. So it could actually sometimes stepping back and actually thinking, okay, so what am I actually fighting for? And I think that's what the question that's always asked with the Five of Wands is asking you to really look at, what are you fighting for? Because sometimes the funniest thing, you'll find that you're fighting for the same things other guys are fighting for, but somehow you're fighting each other, which is strange. But that's the beauty of tarot, that it gives you that kind of insight so you can do better. So yeah, there could be that kind of energy going on. With the Four of Pentacles, it looks as if someone has decided not to move, most likely you. You decided that you're not going to budge. You could be being quite stubborn, which is causing you to actually be quite stressed out. But you might feel like you don't have any other way to turn, like this literally is the best you can do. But still find it quite stressful. Or it could be that the amount of pressure and stress you're kind of enduring at the moment on a mental level, where you're not sleeping well or able to relax, has kind of put you in a state of inertia where you're not able to move forward because of the thoughts that you have or the stress that you're enduring. The Nine of Swords often speaks to mental, I hate saying this because I hate hearing it, but they say that, the Nine of Swords is really about self-imposed cruelty. Like you're lightly feeling guilty about something, or feeling torn. But somehow you've kind of talked yourself into this kind of depression, or talked yourself into a negative pattern of thinking of a situation. So often, taking the time out to use the advice of the Hermit card, which is a 9 as well, to meditate. The Moon card is another 9 card. Taking the time to connect to your intuition. So you're kind of getting out of your head, basically. Because thoughts, as you may have heard, the monkey mind, can just drive you around and around in circles and not really ever seem to reach a conclusion. It can then become a physiological issue where you kind of set yourself, your whole body into a state of panic or distress, and then you get like panic attacks and whatever. So definitely get out of your head as much as you can. And if you do know anything about the Hermit card or the Moon card, do a bit of research into them. You might find it actually really helps. And in actual fact, the Moon card and the Hermit card are shown up in this reading, I've just noticed. So yeah, so they definitely might be here to try and shed some light or to help you, give some more information. as to how you can get through this. But at the base of the reading, we do have the Three of Pentacles with the Hermit card. So subconsciously, you do want to work together. Whatever this conflict is that you're experiencing, you don't actually want the conflict. You actually just want to freaking work together and achieve something. Your higher self, it's like you want to do the right thing, basically. You know what the right thing is to do. The Hermit card is there and it's showing you, okay, look, this is really where you want to be. This is what really makes you happy. Or this is really what, this is really your truth. The Hermit card does talk about going within, and connecting to your higher self, basically. So your subconscious is basically saying, you know, rise above it and work together. And that's really what you want. You want to rise above it and just work together with whatever this conflict is. It could be a relationship where you find that you're just not able to reach a place in your relationship where you can work together. Instead, you've come to some sort of standstill and it's stressing you out. As you're thinking, your conscious thinking about a situation, there's a few different interpretations. You could be at a stage now where you really don't see any other way forward. You kind of see this as you've done everything you can. You know, you've done everything. You've walked all the way to the end of the road and then the road stops and there's nothing else. You can't go anywhere apart from take a complete kind of U-turn or turn in a complete different direction, but you can't keep going down that road because it no longer keeps going. So you feel like this is how you feel. This might not actually be what the situation is, but you feel like that's it. You've come to the end of the road in some way. And because of that, you're now looking at all the other options that could be available, which is leading you to dream a little bit of all these different options. So you're actually daydreaming. Maybe the way you're getting out of your stress is by daydreaming about all the positives and what all the possibilities and what else could happen. And you're really taking your mind out of the stress, maybe through daydreaming and contemplating all the different alternatives, which is a really nice thing for Libra to do really anyway, because you love to look at all the different sides of things, usually being the sign of the scales, and you know, etc., etc. Libra is very much an energy of wanting to see both sides of the coin, wanting to understand both sides of the story, and possibly everything in between. It's a very intelligent, inquisitive sign. So it is, you know, you guys, you couldn't really, it's almost like you should be able to see that coming. If a Libra ever gets stuck in any situation, the first thing they're going to do is start looking at all the different possibilities and all the different options. They may not decide. You may feel very much undecided with the Seven of Cups. It's not a decisive energy. It's very much daydreaming about all the choices. So it's maybe made you sit on the fence a little bit, and you've kind of gone into this kind of dream state of sorts. And you're considering all your options. Although I think you should be aware, if you're not aware, that all the options that you're thinking about might not be anywhere near as good as you think they're going to be. You know, it's all well and good daydreaming, but in reality, how would they look? So that card also asks you to consider daydreaming, let your mind, you know, daydream, but when it comes to making a decision, make sure that you actually really look at the facts. But with the World card there, it is a major arcana. So even though it's just about what you're thinking, it actually also does in some way confirm that you very much feel like it's the end. You very much feel like there's nothing more you can do. And you're learning a lesson there, possibly in your own limits. That could be why it's appeared as a major, the energies appeared as a major arcana, because you are learning a major lesson in what your limits are, where your boundaries are, how far you're willing to go before it becomes a deal breaker. In your past, you had the 5 of coins and the 8 of wands. So you may be or have experienced in the recent past a kind of vulnerable state of being, whether it be financially vulnerable, although I'm not picking that up, to be honest. I would say that maybe you've put yourself out there. With the 8 of wands, you've been quite... Okay, let's start with the 5 of coins. You felt quite vulnerable and down and out, neglected, out in the cold, kind of just feeling the harshness of life. And then some swift movement happens. The 8 of wands comes in and possibly changes all of that. Mm. 8 of wands comes in and then possibly makes you feel stagnant, which is quite unusual. But that's what the cards seem to be saying, that, you're feeling quite down and out, which maybe led you to like just take some decisive action and move forward. But maybe by taking that action, you may have ruffled some feathers, or by taking that action or leap of faith even. Like, yeah, maybe, the relationship possibly was failing. And so you've literally pulled out all the stops. The 8 of wands follows the 7 of wands. The 7 of wands is about conviction and standing up for your rights. And the 8 of wands is about running with that. Running the whole way. Like you're, it's like Mars, the planet Mars in astrology. Just serving the king, like serving the heart of the country. Like you did the right thing, I think. You powered through because of love, or because of the positive outcome that you desired or envisioned, which may have left you feeling vulnerable, but also left you feeling like there's not much more you can give now, which is a bit stressful. In the near future, got the Chariot card and the Page of Cups. So with the Chariot card, in the near future, you may feel that, you need to keep control of the situation. Things might seem a bit chaotic with the dreaminess and the arguments and the stress that you're maybe enduring, and your want and real want for this togetherness and teamwork. There's a lot of different energies pulling in different directions, and you've done all that you can. And I think now in the near future, you're going to find yourself maybe quite emotional because of it. And they will be like new emotions. So it looks like something new could have begun as well. Like with the 8 of wands there in your near past. Then we've also got the Ace of Cups here into how you see yourself. And the World card. Something ended, and possibly now there's a new beginning of some sort. That needs to be carefully reined. Or it could just be a highly emotional time. because of these changing and endings and thinking of new possibilities and trying to get people to work together. I think it's just about keeping yourself balanced so that you do act with a pure intention. Because I think what's important to you is the purity of your feelings and the purity of the connection. And you could be trying to just like keep everyone happy in a way, or keep things moving forward. And with the Eight of Wands there, you've definitely put in a lot of work to keep things moving forward, and it looks like you're still quite determined to do that, but with more of a focus on heading in a direction of pure love or purity or innocence. You know, you could be trying to get back to that with all the things that may have happened. You just kind of want to get back to just being happy and just, you know, doing the right thing. Like with the Hermit card and the Three of Coins here, you just kind of want to do the right thing for everyone involved, and you're just trying to keep everything in order and trying to pull it all together, and maybe even trying to pull yourself together and focus on the fact that it is just love that you're focused on. Or stay focused on the fact that love is what brought maybe you two together, if this is a relationship reading. Or you could be pulling yourself together to allow yourself for this new start. You know, taking everything that's happened so far and using that energy to propel you forward into a new love experience. Then got the King of Cups here, as I said, with the Ace of Cups as its clarifier for how you see yourself. So I think that would more support the last interpretation by showing that, you know, you are looking to be a master of your emotions. With the Chariot card there, it does talk about being a master of your emotions, being able to handle all the different things coming at you and still remain objective, balanced, and focused on your objective. So the King of Cups also talks about that. The King of Cups also talks about being very balanced and in control of their emotions. And with the Page of Cups, it's not very dissimilar to the Ace of Cups. It's about brand new beginnings in love. So you may feel like, you know, it's not working. You want to be able to work with someone and it's just not working maybe. And you just want a brand new, you're ready to take control of your emotions and to stop being in this kind of maybe emotional turmoil of sorts, or feelings that you're feeling, or uncertainty that you're feeling, and bickering. And you want to just focus on real, genuine love. And that's really what you're about right now. You're looking for the real thing. And you're in a very balanced place to do that. And you will remain that way with the Chariot card and the Page of Cups. Looking for new love in a very mature, balanced, grounded kind of way, which is really positive. So even though there are endings, you are considering the new possibilities in love and what makes you happy. And you're now willing to actually move forward and look for that new love. Can't see any ending cards here though, so it may just be that you're able to take control of the relationship in some way, or you both are able to work on it to bring you guys into that new kind of fresh place in your relationship. How you are seen by others is the King of Pentacles. Your partner sees you as being quite stable, quite confident, very balanced. You know exactly what you want. And you seem to be, to your partner, very much more focused on material things and security, which would speak to the Four of Pentacles. So your partner sees you as to how you're acting. They're interpreting that as you being just very focused on your money and focused on stability. Whereas in actual fact, the only reason why you're not moving is because you really don't know what else to do. But they see that as you just being maybe Yeah, a little bit stubborn and strategic and playing a game a little bit. That's how they might see you, as you're just, shutting off your emotions and just trying to leave the winner, and you're cutting your losses, and you're being very, very kind of unemotional about it. That's how they see it. They themselves could be being quite strategic themselves, in the sense of they just don't want to, or they might feel like, defeated by you. Or it could be that your partner is an earth sign and he's coming in with a lot of bickering. You guys are arguing all the time, and this guy always has to have the upper hand. Or he might see you as always having to have the upper hand. Okay, so we've got the Judgment card here as to your hopes and fears, along with the Ten of Cups, which is a beautiful card. So you're hoping for the very best. You really are. It again supports the Page of Cups and the Ace of Cups. You're looking for true happiness, and you're hoping that whatever has happened so far, possibly in this relationship, it can get to that level of, pure joy and pure happiness. I think you're hoping that the potential of your relationship will be seen. Or you're hoping that what you truly long for in your heart, in terms of relationships, is actually going to happen, and you will actually get that Ten of Cups relationship, which is the Ten of Cups, meaning the fullest expression of happiness in your life. We don't have the 11 of Cups in the tarot. It goes to 10 and then it changes to the court cards, just like in a normal deck of playing cards. So the 10 is the ultimate when it comes to tarot cards. So you're hoping for the ultimate. You want the best. You want pure love. You want the pure Ace of Cups. You're ready to be that King of Cups person, or you're ready to meet that person. You want pure love of a loving guy, But it looks to me here that it's a Pentacles person that's involved. You could be involved with a Pentacles person, and that could be the person that's causing you strife or upsets, disappointment, and you just really want to work together with them. But yeah, you could be seeing that maybe you might need to get more creative and take the relationship to a whole new level. Then we have, sorry to answer the door, apologies. So as the outcome, we've got the Hanged Man and the Moon card. So the Hanged Man means that as the outcome, you probably will not make any major strides forward in this situation. It seems that there's definitely work in progress still to be done or be completed. With the Moon card as well, again, brings in a certain amount of vagueness. So I think the advice is here, and I think that the nines have come in, as I said before, to speak to the Nine of Swords that comes in the middle of the deck, or that crosses where you stand at the moment. You will need to take some time to gain a new perspective. And what will help you gain a new perspective is to, encompass more of your your spirituality with the Moon card, and looking at your heart of hearts and your guiding light, speaking to your higher self, guardian angel, holy guardian angel, whatever it might be, or just your higher self. But really, it's about yourself. This isn't about asking anyone else for advice. This is an internal decision, an independent decision that, or thought process you're going to have to go through yourself in order to change or to gain a clearer perspective on the situation yourself. Because, in order to tackle the Five of Wands energy, you need a clear perspective. That's the way you tackle it. You need to figure out what you're fighting for. So, yeah, I guess that's why that's the overarching kind of end to the events that might occur throughout December, is that you'll need to focus on getting new perspective, and the way to achieve that would be through the Moon and the Hermit card. Taking time to contemplate. If you can, do some reading around those cards. You probably will find it will help you greatly deal with the Nine of Swords energy. Also, with the Nine of Swords energy, you could look to other cards like the Nine of Cups, which means about counting your blessings. The Nine of Rods, which means, don't give up. The Nine of Pentacles, which talks about, your destinies in your own hands. You make it what you want. So those three kind of little nuggets of advice that we get from those cards as well can also help with the Nine of Swords issue. So that's another way to look at the tarot. So yeah, sorry if the reading was a bit vague. I'm a little bit tired, to be honest, and this is the last reading. So if you have any questions, put them in the description. Sorry, put them in the question area below or comment section, and I'll do my very best to get back to you. Take care. Have a fantastic month. Happy Christmas and Happy New Year if you're celebrating. Take care. Bye.